Steve Bannon has not been a big fan of Elon Musk recently, but they do have one thing in common. See if you can spot it in this clip.
The only way that they win is we retreat, and we're not going to retreat. We're not going to surrender. We're not going to quit. Fight, fight, fight. Amen.
Okay, so we're doing this again. Cenk, what do you think? Was that a Roman salute?
That's what we're calling it now. Yeah. Okay. So we got that in the poll question. If you're watching the show live, which you should, 6 o'clock Eastern every day. We're asking you guys. Look, apparently Elon Musk and Steve Bannon do agree on one thing, which is that salute. That is deeply disturbing. And what he said, half of the things that Steve Bannon says now are interesting and kind of right. The other half are disaster. It's not like, oh, he's kind of right about that, so he's a little wrong on this. No, he's not a little wrong on stuff like this. He's 1,000,000,000% wrong, but a lot more on that in a sec. Back to John.
So I know all of the very reputable newspapers are going to be like, there are concerns raised about the gesture and it sparks comparisons to, look, is it as clear a Nazi salute as Elon Musk's? I think Elon Musk put a lot more into it. The touching it to his chest, the sharp knife hand across body thing. He was definitely selling it more, and he did it multiple times. That said, with Bannon, like, we know who he is. He's a white nationalist. He's a troll. He's a general a-hole. I mean, all reasons to not necessarily want to extend him a lot of credit when it comes to this. But that said, I can't know for sure. I can just show you the video and, well, I guess I can give you the opinion of a few other people who might know something about this. One is Nick Fuentes, who's one of these people. He said Bannon gets up there. This was some sick S. I think Trump's gonna run in 28. He goes, we want Trump, and then he throws us up a straight up Roman salute. It's getting a little uncomfortable, even for me. Even I'm starting to feel like that guy in the picture that would hail Hitler. He made Nick Fuentes uncomfortable. The guy who said on a live stream that there's nothing gayer than having sex with a woman is uncomfortable over this. That's how bad things have become in America. And so the reference there to Trump running in 28, that's one of the things that Bannon says constantly. It's one of the many ways they want to shred the Constitution. He says the future of America is MAGA, okay? And the future of MAGA is Donald J. Trump. We want Trump in 28. That's what they can't stand. A man like Trump comes along only once or twice in a country's history, right? I'm praying. They want to say he's a lame duck. Trump's this, Trump's that. Trump's not running in 28. Trump is here. He's the leader of this movement. So, the white supremacist thinks it was a Nazi salute, so I guess that's something. Brian, what do you think of this?
Well, as an expert in human behavior and body language, and there are some things that I just never do by accident. One is a Roman salute or raise my hand, even just to demonstrate it. I wouldn't do it. I almost feel as Darwinian that I've evolved in a way since as the post World War II generation that I wouldn't even do it at a podium accidentally. I just wouldn't straighten my arm and my hand motion. It's just something that we don't do. And I think reflexively we don't do unless you're doing it intentionally. It's not, because that wasn't please be quiet either. That's this. Okay. So I don't know. I am an expert in body language. Don't they have one of those guys on Fox? Why don't they have one of those guys come on and analyze things? This is just constant performative BS for the in crowd, and it's painful to watch. I mean, it really is.
Yeah. So look, the parts where we unfortunately align with Bannon are when he says, watch out for the tech oligarchs like Elon Musk. They're looking to rob the place blind. That's true. Or we're worried that that's true. And he says we shouldn't be lowering corporate taxes. We should be increasing corporate taxes. That is definitely true. And that is the populist position that we agree on. So, but then he takes the craziest turn in the world. And So this is the difference, I suppose, between the right-wing populists and the left-wing. There's many differences, but on social issues, but also on constitutional issues. Historically, the right-wing has marketed themselves as more pro-American, pro-Constitution, pro-freedom, etc. But they've taken this super weird turn, and in a sense, they've ceded the ground to the left. No, you guys are more pro-American. You guys are more pro-Constitution because we say dumb crap like Trump should run for a third term, even though that is the most obviously unconstitutional thing that anyone can say. We're lighting the Constitution on fire in front of your eyes and say, we don't respect this document. We think this document is useless. We think Trump being an authoritarian leader for the rest of his life is more important than the US Constitution. There is no other excuse for Trump should run a third time. If you think Trump should run a third time, even though the Constitution clearly says he cannot, you're just saying, I don't like this country. I don't like the Constitution. Boy, I'd love to live under a king. And I trust Donald Trump. He wouldn't care about his own interests. He wouldn't care about his own money. He wouldn't care about his own donors. So I'm just gonna rip up the country and hand it over to Donald Trump. And I'm a populist. Are you? Are you? And if that's your definition of populism, in a sense, it's your disaster. And that's exactly what we were worried about. In another sense, I mean, if we can make it past these 4 years, thank you for letting the left-wing populists take all of the popular positions and none of the grossly unpopular ones. What a dumb thing to do. If I was a right-wing populist that actually cared about the policies and cutting government, etc., I'd be furious with Steve Bannon. Why are you talking about a third term and why are you throwing up the Roman salute? Look, okay, so I know the right wing's reflexive reaction is trolling, no big deal, he didn't do it, right? After Elon did his salute, you think that it was just, oh, golly gee, he happened to be raising his hand, Steve Bannon. And he happened to do it in a very similar way to Elon Musk. He's not trying to get attention. He was just raising his hand. You sound like the most naive establishment clown on cable news. I think Joe Biden might be young. No, I think it might be a coincidence that Elon Musk and Steve Bannon both just did something that looks amazingly like a Nazi salute back to back. And look, okay, now, even if you think it was an accident, to Brian's point, I've been so tempted to show you the difference between just raising your hand and doing what they did. And yet I have restrained myself time and time again. Why? Because I would never want to be misunderstood as a Nazi. Like that, apparently that's a complicated question for some leaders in the right. Like, should we be confused for a Nazi? Well, let's take a stab at it and see how it goes. Why? Why? Why are you purposely opening up a question of whether you're a Nazi? What an incredibly strange thing to do, unless you're a Nazi, okay? And you're warming the crowd up. Or, look, I get it, guys. I get it if you're right wing. He's less likely. On the other hand, he's saying that we should rip up the Constitution and Trump should run for a third term, making it a lot more likely. But even if you think, no, he's just trolling. We get the concept of trolling. You don't have to say it online 2,000 times, okay? Is that what a decent person would do? Oh, let me scare the crap out of everybody and make them think that Hitler's coming and that they're all gonna be rounded up into camps and then murdered. That's such fun trolling. That's such a fun trolling thing to do. Hey guys, let's all pretend to be Hitler. We'll get more attention. We'll get more, you get more attention for potentially being an us. And then I know what, but guys, last thing, if you're on the left and you don't understand why would anybody, or you're an independent, why would anyone do something so stupid for no reason, when, especially for Steve Bannon, when half of his policies are actually popular? The reason they do it is because they think attention is everything. Give me all of the attention and I don't give a goddamn what you do with it. And I know for a fact that every right wing, not every right winger, but a lot of the right wingers, a great percentage of right wingers will go online and defend me. They'll all say Nazi salutes are no big deal. They're not, it's not a Nazi salute. If you came out with a little mustache, and by the way, that's next. Somebody's gonna come up with the Hitler mustache. They're gonna go on air, they're gonna have an armband, but it's not gonna be, it's gonna be the Hindu swastika, not the German swastika. And then they're gonna throw up the same salute and go, whoa, you guys are so hysterical. You're being hysterical. And so if you think the left wing got carried away with the Nazi stuff, calling everybody a Nazi, I hear you. What doesn't help is your biggest leaders after the election confirming that people should have been concerned by constantly doing the Roman salute.
And it certainly doesn't help that they're doing it to crowds that don't seem that disturbed by what they're seeing. We can talk about what his motivation was. Why weren't people booing when they saw that, particularly for Elon Musk, where he did it multiple times and it was far more aggressive? Yeah. Anyway, the entire thing is frustrating, but we do have to get to one more story, so I'll have to restrain my thoughts for the next time one of these people does a salute. You don't think Stephen Miller is like desperate to give a speech just so he can do that a couple of times?
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.